That was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning. That we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but zero members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
That really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game. We wanted to do something that was just united and collective, and I thought that it was a very powerful moment and got the point across. And sometimes you don't have to say anything.
Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Kelsey Plum and Sabrina Ionescu are at this press conference, and Kelsey is speaking about something you are hearing a lot of people talk about. They were talking about during the WNBA All-Star Game and have been talking about since. It has to do with the t-shirt the players decided to wear. Those t-shirts said, "Pay us what you owe us." I'm sure you're familiar. Lots of opinions on that. I gave mine as well. Now, here, Kelsey Plum begins to talk about how they really hadn't planned it. They didn't know anything about it. And when they had the meeting where the t-shirts were discussed, she felt like she should point out no one from Team Clark showed up. Sabrina Ionescu had her usual very serious face on and kind of looking like no stress, no problem, no issue. We're just here. But then Kelsey Plum, when she pointed out that no one from Team Clark was present, you saw Sabrina's face change. Take a look again. I am, by the way, on Oh No He Didn't on X.
The T-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning. That we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but zero members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Sabrina was looking at Kelsey through that whole time, and when she said that, she turned away. You could tell she didn't like it. She then softly, without blasting Kelsey, was like, that needed to be said. In other words, really, Kelsey? But she smiles and handles it very well. She didn't blast her. She didn't try to embarrass her. She just checked her, just pointed out, like, for real. But she turned away, obviously uncomfortable and feeling like Kelsey was out of line, inappropriate in that moment. So you see here, Kelsey turns and smiles, but Sabrina looks absolutely mortified and then turns away.
We're very present for that.
And just nods.
But no, we were
And
just.
then she turns around and smiles about it, handles it very well, I would say.
We had a
Shakes
very
her head, looks up like, I can't believe you just went there, and then says it, basically.
That really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But
Kelsey's response is that I'm trying to make the situation light. I know Sabrina is saying, why are you mentioning it at all? Some people are very upset with Kelsey. I've seen some things, read some things where people feel like she was taking a shot at Caitlin Clark and calling her out for her team not being there at that particular meeting. Other people are saying it's not even all of that. Where I stand on that is basically, I don't know what Kelsey Plum was doing. If you've watched her at all, she's not very media savvy. She kind of is a bit of like ditzy a little bit. So I don't know if she meant any harm towards Caitlin Clark or Caitlin Clark roster for the WNBA All-Star game. I have no idea what, and I'm not even hung up on that. What I'm more interested in is that she says nobody from Team Clark showed up. She wasn't just saying Caitlin didn't show up. She wasn't just saying Sabrina didn't show up. She's saying no one from Team Clark showed up at that meeting. And I have to wonder why. They're all acting like they're united in this pay us what you owe us and pay the players and the whole display showing up the WNBA commissioner and the NBA commissioner, and as far as I'm concerned, the fans. But no one from Caitlin Clark's team showed up. And there are a lot of different people on that team, and everybody wore the t-shirts. Why didn't they come to the meeting? What does that say? Are they all united in this display of disagreement and the way it's being done? I imagine there's not a player on the planet who would say, I don't want to make more money. But perhaps there were some people who didn't like the way they were going about it. I don't know. I ask you, what do you think? Does it not stand out to you that nobody, according to Kelsey Plum, and Sabrina did not deny it? She just said, like, did you really need to say it? But nobody showed up. I mean, maybe they had a little practice and a shoot around at that time. I don't know. Find that hard to believe because they seem to have made the CBA stuff a huge part of what was supposed to be All-Star Weekend for the fans, for the fun. They made it about business, and nobody showed up at this particular meeting. Another thought is that, did she mean that they were there, but they weren't participating? They weren't very present? I don't know. Doesn't seem likely since she said that she was trying to keep it lighthearted. Makes no sense to me. But again, it doesn't make sense either that no one showed up. Less in my mind about Kelsey Plum being Kelsey Plum and what she said, although it didn't seem necessary. I agree with Sabrina, but more about, are they really as united in this issue as they want us to believe? And if so, how is it that nobody from Caitlin Clark's team showed up? It's just strange to me. Anyway, that's my thought. I welcome yours. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundant.